Good morning, students. Hope everyone is doing fine, staying healthy at home, and you all did the eye exercise also. Regularly follow your yoga classes and do your eye exercise to keep your body healthy and to keep your eyes healthy. Stay home and stay safe always. Follow all the safety instructions whenever you're leaving your house. Don't go outside unnecessarily. Make use of the time for your studies. Concentrate on your studies well. So let's recap what all we discussed in the last class. Today we are going to start with physics. So before that, so far we have completed 2 lessons in physics, measurement and motion, and then 2 lessons in chemistry, matter around us and atomic structure, 2 lessons in biology, animal kingdom and organization of tissues. Today we are going to start with the new lesson in physics called fluids. Before starting the lesson, we are going to see one of the interesting facts which is related to this fluids. So in fluids, we'll be discussing about more about pressure of a liquid. Okay, so we are going to see a fact about a pressure. The giraffe has the highest blood pressure in the animal world itself because its heart must pump hard against the gravity to reach its head. Since the height of the giraffe is more, so since it is the tallest animal, so the blood pressure for the animal giraffe is high in the animal world itself. So in the animal kingdom itself, its blood pressure is very very high. So the blood has to pump against the gravity to reach the head. Now let's start the lesson. So have you all wondered when if you drop a nail, which is ani in Tamil, nail in water, it sinks generally, yes or no? But if you take a huge ship which is having a heavy mass, it floats on the sea water. Why it is so? This iron nail is small in size, but it is goes into inside the water. But the huge ship is bigger than this iron nail, but still it floats. Why? Have you ever thought the reason? So all these common reason for this here is related to pressure. So if you see here, the reason is this iron nail is completely thick and dense. It don't have any air surrounded by it, so it goes inside. And if you take the ship, though it is bigger in size, it is filled with air. So comparatively, the density of the ship will be lesser than the density of the water. So it floats in the water. So the difference is the density and the pressure. So we are going to discuss about pressure in fluids in this lesson. If you take solids, if you increase the pressure, what happens? They will be breaking down, they be deform. In liquids and gases, what they happen? They will start to flow. So the same character for liquid and gases, the character is same mostly. So if you increase the pressure in liquid and gases, they will start to flow away. So you can easily compress gases, whereas liquids are incompressible. So when you compress a gas, it turns out to a liquid. But when you compress a liquid, it is incompressible. So we are going to learn all this, why it is incompressible and what is the pressure in fluid, density of fluid, and what are its application in practical life. We are going to discuss here. So first we have is a picture here. When you push a pin onto a board, for example, you are having a push pin in your hand, you have to put it on a notice board. When you put it by its head, it is difficult, which means the sharp pointed end, if you want to put it, means it is difficult because the backside it is flat. But if you put it by a pointed end, it is easy. Yes or no? So all these comes under a topic called thrust and pressure. Same way, if you take a camel, it can run very fast in a desert easily because of its wide feet. And same way, there are so many examples like this because of thrust and pressure. Another activity here, it is given in your book also. If you stand on a loose sand, your feet goes deep inside. Yes or no? Have you ever Have you ever experienced in this in beach? So if you stand on a loose sand, your feet goes deep inside, yes or no? But same, if you lie down on the same sand, your body will not go inside. What is the reason behind this, children? It is because the thrust and the pressure which is acting and the force which is acting. So in both the cases, here in the activity, the force exerted on the sand is weight of your body which is the same. So when you lie down also, your body remains same. When you stand also, when your body weight will be remaining the same. This force acting perpendicular to the surface. So the force which is, when you see here, the force which is acting perpendicular means which is 90 degrees. So which is this is the surface, and the force is acting in the vertical direction, that we call it as thrust. So when you stand on a loose sand, the force is acting on the area equal that to of your feet. So when you're standing, the force is exerted only through this small portion. Yes or no, children? The force is acting through this small portion, but when you lie down on the floor, on the sand, the same force will act on a whole of your body. So it will not get immersed. So the surface area is very, very important, but in both the cases, the body weight is same. Here the surface area is very, very small. Here the surface area is very, very large. So since the surface area is small, the force exerted in a perpendicular direction will make the legs to get immersed inside the sand, whereas when you lie down, it don't do so. So this effect of thrust on sand is larger while standing than while lying. So this thrust is very, very large when you're standing than when you're lying down. So the force per unit area acting on an object concerned, we call it as pressure. So what you have to say? The force per unit area. So this is the force per unit area acting on an object, we call it as pressure. Okay, thus we can say thrust on an unit area is pressure is equal to thrust by area of contact. Is it clear? Thrust na the pressure you are giving. Okay, the pressure you are giving. So that which is acting on a particular area, we call it as pressure. Thrust means ஒரு அழுத்தம் கொடுக்கிறது, நம்ம பாடி ஒரு அழுத்தம் கொடுக்கறத thrustன்னு சொல்றாங்க. ப்ரெஷர் அப்படிங்கிறது அந்த ஃபோர்ஸ் போயிட்டு எது மேலே ஆக்ட் ஆகுதோ அதை தான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்கிறோம்? ப்ரெஷர். ஸோ ப்ரெஷர் இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு த்ரஸ்ட் பை ஏரியா ஆஃப் கான்டாக்ட். Now if you see for the same here, you can see here the large surface area. If you see here, it is very, very large. If the surface area is large, the pressure exerted will be low. Okay. If the surface area is small, then the pressure will be high. Okay. The SI